Embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I think one of my favorite things about this radio job, Robin, is that we get to speak to people who are doing good things for other people. And John Story is in the studio, and he's going to tell us what he and his guys are doing. He is a Mason and a spokesperson for the Marion Dunn Freemason Lodge number 19. He is here to talk to us, in addition to other things, about an annual public open house event. I think so. It's been a year already. Wow, hard to believe a year has passed already. This is happening this coming Friday from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. at the Marion Dunn Freemason Lodge. Number 19 at 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue. We'll repeat that. The public is invited and it's free. And there's also a little boy that needs some help. It's in addition to what we wanted to talk about regarding the open house. John, good to see you again. How are you?
Fine. How are you? It's great to be here.
Pretty good. Where do you live in Ocala?
Yes, I live out in the shores.
Did I ask you this before? The word Dunn, does it come from Dunn? I can't remember.
No, it's
Dunn. No?
A man was named John Dunn. He was one of the, you had John Dunn Lodge here and Marion Lodge, and they converged to become Marion Dunn Lodge. But John Dunn, way back in the 1800s, was a prominent businessman here in Ocala.
Is that right?
Yes.
And the name Dunn had nothing to do with, like, he didn't have a wife named Ellen, so it was Dunn and Ellen?
No, it was just John Dunn was his
Just
name.
interesting to see the word D-U-N-N showing up at several places here in Marion County. So,
Yeah.
So how have you been?
I've been pretty good.
And your wife is watching right now?
My wife is home watching us right now on the computer.
So tell me about the open house. What is this event
Open
about?
house is we open our lodge up to anybody who'd like to come by and ask any questions they want. You know, we allow you to go into any portion of the lodge, the library, the lodge room,
Right.
dining room, foyer, whatever you want to see. Ask any question you want to ask, and we'll do our best to answer every question. And we have, there'll be some free food, some door prizes, and we just want to open up to the public to show that we're not the secret society people think we are.
People think you are. So I have something, I don't know if I ever shared this with you. And when I go to my grandfather's grave, he's got the Mason compass symbol.
Square and compass.
He's got that on his headstone.
Yes.
And so, I mean, as a little kid, he died when I was just a teenager, so I never really asked him about it. But had I asked him, would he have been allowed to tell me about it?
He would have probably said, yeah, I belong to the lodge. He probably wouldn't have told you a great deal about it.
Why is that?
Well, you know, you just don't talk about it. I mean, we're not a secret society, but we do have things that,
that you can't tell.
you know, like our ceremonies and stuff for initiation and stuff. We don't really tell you what it is, because if everybody knew what the initiation was, then it wouldn't be any fun at all.
How do you keep it a secret in this day and age when everybody's got a camera?
It's not really a secret. You can go online and look up, just type in the word Masons,
Right.
and you can get all kinds of information.
But when we do that, don't we get misleading information too from people, conspiracy theorists and things like that?
You get them from them, and, you know, we're, you know, going to take over the world and stuff, and, you know.
Well, if
It's
you're helping
difficult
little
for
children and you take over the world, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, well, we just, you know, we don't do that. We have leaders that are Masons throughout history. There were 16 presidents that were Masons. And we're sort of built around community service, helping out, giving back. We don't really go out there and have this conspiracy to take over the world because we have a hard enough time just running our individual lodges.
Yeah, right. I always say this: I can't change the world, but I can change my world if it needs to be changed. I can do whatever I need to do.
That is true, and that's why we try to reach out and do community projects, help people out. We have events coming up like the Shrine Rodeo, where we raise money to support the children's hospitals. The children are our future, so we need to, the ones that need it, we need to give them help.
Well, and is that part of, do you have like a mission statement that has something to do with helping humanity?
Yes, that's part of our goal. It's in our bylaws that we do community service, that we become, that we are charitable organizations, and, we're not gazillionaires, so we can't raise, we only have so much money that we can give, but as far as like people who need help and say, well, we need manpower, we can provide that. That's real easy to do.
And what kind of requests are normally responded to?
One thing we do that really reaches out in this day and age is our child ID program, where we go out and have events or show up at different functions that the county's having and do child IDs, where we take your child, we do photographs of them, we do a short movie, ask them, who their favorite teacher is, and even a DNA test, so that if a child goes missing, that mother or father can give that police officer a little disc, and they can do an instant Amber Alert with photos, with DNA, with the whole 9 yards.
I just said God forbid because that's what we all say. We all say God forbid this should happen. But the truth is, because of doing that, there have been children who were found that had we not had that information. Am I right?
That is true.
So it does help.
Yeah, a lot of time people go, oh, well, most of the time it's a relative who took the child.
So what?
Well,
still got to find him.
Yeah, it's important to find the child and know what happened to him, but, that one child that didn't get taken by a relative is the one that you got to find, and thank goodness we have that program. It's totally free of charge. We don't charge for anything. We don't keep no copies of anything. Like the disc we make is an individual disc.
You know what, I'm always amazed. Every once in a while there's a story about a child being found, and like the one I'm just remembering, remember there was a truck driver, and I guess he just passed one of those signs, because sometimes they'll put that information, Amber Alert, out for, look for license plate number, whatever. So this truck driver pulls into this truck stop, sees that license plate number. He must have had something inside him told him to write it down, or he remembered it, or maybe there was something about the number that was easy to remember. He called the police, and the child was saved. It was just that to me is kind of evidence that God works in our lives. I don't know that you believe that, but
yeah, I believe that totally.
Yeah.
And our child ID program is not just for children. We include
me,
women, you.
Robin, you want my?
We try to get in.
Do you know what I think would be fun to watch? Is what the children said when you asked them who their favorite teacher was.
Or what's your favorite subject?
That's got to be fun to watch.
What do you like to do? And some of them get kind of goofy. It's kind of fun. And but our child ID program, we'll go into a nursing home, which you have a lot of Alzheimer's patients, and they tend to walk off, and it's nice to be able to have something in their folder say, here is a recent photograph of this person, can you find her? And it helps the police out a lot.
And you're very much into community. You work with veterans, you work with the sexual abuse, domestic violence, you help the food kitchens, scholarships. You run the gamut.
Yeah, we just had our little girls, they're called Pledge Sisters. They were the Rainbow Girls. They just did a huge food drive where they filled up a whole SUV full of food and took it over to the food bank.
Oh, nice.
And these are just little kids helping.
Isn't that amazing?
Of course, they came to the Masons and all of us and say, hey, can you help us with that? And we all helped them with their food drive. But a lot of them went out there and solicited on their own, just cans of food. And, and we like to think that that's the value we're teaching the younger people who are involved with the Masons, like the Demoulet boys. They participate in the child ID quite a bit, because it's nice to have a young person there that can talk to the child on their level, saying, hey, it's no big deal. Just get your picture taken, and they're there with them, and they walk them through it, and they're a tremendous help. The Rainbow Girls, they do all kinds of stuff, and they help out with the child ID. And then we have our ladies that have their own appendage bodies, the Eastern Star, the Amaranth, who a lot of them deal with people in nursing homes and places like that. Some of their charities are like diabetes, things like that. And, so we all get out there in the community and help out. And we want everybody to understand that we're not just over there holding these meetings that are somehow secret. They're not. I mean, they're just regular business meetings, and that's what we discuss. We discuss, we need to go over here and focus on this. This needs to be the top priority at this time.
Do you have fun?
Oh, yeah, I have lots of fun. I mean, it's a lot of camaraderie. You make good friends with everybody.
All men, no women? I mean, I know women have their own thing. You said the Amaranth?
Eastern Star
and Amaranth, right?
Right, that is true.
Two different groups.
But the Masons, you have to be a man to be a Mason. And, that's in the bylaws.
I know Diane Mason. Does that count?
Yeah.
That doesn't
You can
count?
be named anything you want to.
Caitlyn Jenner won't qualify.
All right, can I take a little break and we'll be, could Caitlyn join? Caitlyn Jenner? Could she join? Because she's a he underneath.
I mean, technically.
I'm not even going to
All right, John's Story is here. There is an open house that we want you to, we'll repeat it, plus there's an important... It's tomorrow already? Oh, yeah.
Yes,
oh, yeah. And we also want to make sure we get the information about the little child you're trying to help. So we'll take a little break and be right back with John's Story.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A mix of sun and clouds today. There'll be a thunderstorm around through the morning hours along the coasts across the interior just this afternoon and this evening. The high today, 89 to 93. And partly cloudy overnight, though, 70 to 74. Tomorrow, partly sunny. Watch out for a thunderstorm. The high 89 to 93. Saturday, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm. High 91 to 95. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Community members of all ages are invited to visit the Appleton Museum of Art for Free Museum Day this Saturday, July 11th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Enjoy the exhibitions, make art in the art space, and see short artist films in the auditorium all day long free of charge. No registration is necessary to attend. The Appleton is located at 4333 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Call 352-291-4455 for questions.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. John Story is in the studio. He is a Mason. He's talking to us about the Marion Dunn Freemason Lodge number 19 annual public open house tomorrow. I said July 10th as if it was way off in the future, but it's tomorrow from 6 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. at the Lodge. And that is at 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue here in Ocala. How long has that been the location, John?
We've been on 36th Avenue since around 1973.
Is that right?
When we built that building. Marion Dunn was downtown, and they sold that building and bought that property out there on 36th Avenue, and we've been there ever since. You know.
So at the open house, real quickly, take us through this, if you will. What will we see?
We're going to have people there.
So can women go?
Women can go.
Oh, you can go to the open house. You just can't join.
I mean, we encourage, if you're married and your wife, you want to be a Mason, we encourage you to bring your wife. So she knows that you're not, as an individual, you're not getting yourself into something that, wild and crazy type.
Right. We'll go alone to those things.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. You don't even take your best friend to those. But so we encourage the wife. We do consider everybody family. All members. Your wife is every bit as much our family as you are as a Mason, and so we love your entire family, and we try to do things for them. We have once a month at Marion Dunn, we have what's called Family Night, where you bring your wife, your kids. And we try to put on, do something in the lodge room that's for the family, not just for Masons.
So tomorrow, does everybody sit down and look toward a podium? Is somebody speaking to them?
Well, we will have some speakers, and we're not going to stand up at the podium. We'll just probably be in front of everybody,
okay.
and just. It'll be more of a question and answer. People might want to ask a particular question about something, and they'll just simply explain it.
Any music? Any food?
No, there's going to be free food.
Food, okay.
Okay, and that's being donated, I think, by Mojo's.
Okay.
And then we're going to have some door prizes. That's only for visitors, not for Masons. So any Mason out there thinking they're coming to win something, they're not eligible. No Masons are eligible, just all the visitors to the lodge. And, we just hope to have a good program with different people. We're going to have people, Chairman of the board for the Rainbow Girls is going to be there. Brother Rabbi Kyle Moline, who's the chapter dad and Zone 4 chairman for Masonic Youth, is going to be there speaking on DMLA. And so we encourage you to bring...
What is DMLA?
DMLA is for boys. It's Order of DMLA. And these are boys 12 to 21. That it actually teaches them a lot about public speaking, how to organize, and I want to do this function. So well, you got to have a plan of action. The chapter dad will help them develop a plan of action on how to be in charge and organize a fundraising event, things like that. It's very informative for
that's a good skill to have.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, and all of our youth organizations try to teach that. Leadership and organization and the ability to speak in front of people. You'd be surprised how many people won't even ask a question in front of people because they don't like talking
That's
in front
true.
of large crowds.
That's true.
Will there be a pictorial reflecting your 166-year history on the walls and things like that?
Probably not, but we do have photo albums there. Anybody can look through them, and we have pictures all around the lodge and stuff like that in our library, and you can go in there and look through any of our books.
Oh, wonderful.
So we want to know how we can help with what you're doing in general, and specifically about the child that you're trying to help. Tell me about the child.
Child's name's Ryan. He's 5 years old, and he has a rare, it's called
A rare disease?
eosinophilic esophagitis, which is the white blood cells in the esophagus are very high. And it causes problems with like acid reflux. I mean, if he eats the wrong stuff or something like that, he'll throw up.
Oh, wow.
And with all of that happening, the esophagus gets damaged, and he has a hard time swallowing and even breathing. He's subject to allergies and stuff like that. There's only one hospital in the country right now that's doing any type of treatment or study on that, and that's in Minnesota. So his mom's trying to raise $5,000 in order to get him in there because they won't see him unless she has that $5,000. She's been to a lot of agencies. They all said, no, it's something they don't do.
Really?
So she called me on the phone and asked for a donation. So, I brought it before the lodge, and we donated some money toward that. And so when I talked to her the other day, she said she wanted to have a car wash, and she wants to do it on July 18th and 19th.
Okay.
And so I checked with the worshipful master of the lodge, and he said it's okay, we do it there. So we're going to do a car wash from 8 to 3 on both of those days.
Okay.
She plans on, serving, cooking some hot dogs, sodas, and chips. So if you'd like to buy those while you get your car wash.
Well, we'll have to go support that.
Yeah, and he's a wonderful little boy. He just, has some medical problems that all the doors, even though you have healthcare reform. For him, all of these doors are still shut for him, and he can't get any help. So we're trying to do what we can to help her raise the money. And, it's something that, if you can't help a little child, then not much use for you, in my opinion.
Thank you. What a wonderful quote.
So I think, when somebody needs help and you make it so easy to help, all we have to do is get a hot dog or get our car washed or both. I mean, that's pretty easy. We don't have much to do, and yet if enough of us come together and do that, then you do great things.
Yeah, and the car wash is free. All we ask for if you have spare 50 cents, spare $1, spare $20 bill.
And that's at the lodge.
And that's going to be at the lodge, and it'll be from 8 to 3:30 on July 18th and 19th.
Which will be a week from Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yep.
Right.
Week from this weekend. Okay. And the lodge, just to repeat the address, is 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue. Let's see, what's a good landmark for that?
We're right next door to Jervy Gant Park and Ocala Christian Academy. We're right between those two places.
Okay.
I can't miss it.
All right. And if somebody's listening and they said, well, gosh, I won't be able to get out there. I want to help anyway. Can we just send a check or something?
You can send a check. You can do whatever you'd like to do to help out.
What's the little boy's first, like in the memo line, what's the boy's first name?
Ryan.
Ryan, okay. Just make it for Ryan. Good. That's great. And it's in Minnesota, the hospital?
It's in Minneapolis.
Wow.
It's the Mayo Clinic in Minneapolis.
Is this a precursor to cancer for the little boy?
I have no idea, but these are the ones. This is such a new disease that they're really in the research stage of it, and the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota is the one that is researching it, and they're the only place right now that's doing any research.
All right. Good to see you again, John. You haven't changed at all in a year.
No.
You look exactly the same as you did last year.
Well, thank you.
He's a knockout, ladies.
And what's your wife's first name?
Beverly.
Beverly, nice to meet you, sort of, kind of, Beverly, on the video here. Okay, so the open house is tomorrow, from 6 till 7:30.
Right.
Go to the open house, and then if you can, a week from this weekend, get your car washed, get some hot dogs, go to the lodge, and help support the efforts of the Masons, the Freemasons. Is that how I refer to you?
Right.
Freemasons.
Free and accepted Masons.
The accepted Masons.
Free and accepted.
Free and accepted. And help find a way to get this little boy to the doctor. Thank you, John. That was good stuff.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We will take a little break. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA.